G'day guys, my name's Marky, and welcome back to another episode of r/relationship advice. I hope you enjoyed today's content, and let's get right into it. Cheers. Am I the asshole for not wanting to wear my future mother-in-law's wedding dress? Me, 26 female, and my fiance, 27 male, got engaged in February of 2024. We are planning our wedding to be in March of next year, on the day of when we first met. We began planning the wedding May 2024. The theme is light blue and white. It's important to know that my fiancé is an only child. A couple weeks ago, I was shopping for wedding dresses with my mum and sister when I found this lovely dress, and it needed only a little bit of tailoring to fit me. When I sent photos to my fiancé, he thought that it was beautiful too. Now there's the problem that my future mother-in-law was over, and when my fiancé showed her the dress, she immediately called me. I ignored her as I was still with my mum and sister. When I got back to mine and my fiancé's house, my future mother-in-law was waiting for me. When I walked through the door, she immediately got up from the couch and accused me of lying, claiming that I had promised to wear her dress. I never had. This was such an out-of-the-blue thing for my future mother-in-law, as we normally get on really well. I told her that I had never promised her anything. She then yelled at me, calling me a liar, and that I didn't deserve to get married to my fiancé. I was so taken aback by that I just walked away. I have done so much to make sure that this woman likes me, and now she doesn't because I don't want to wear her wedding dress that went out of style 50 years ago? Once I had stormed off to my room, my fiancé joined once he had sent his mother back to her house. He asked what had happened, and I explained my side of the story, about how I was just suddenly accused of all these lies that I never said. He then explained his mum's side of things, which were that apparently when I first started dating my fiancé, my future mother-in-law had shown her wedding dress and I had said that I would love to get married in that. I started dating my fiancé 5 years ago. I honestly don't even remember saying that, but it was so long ago that I might have. But I don't think so, as the dress isn't the prettiest. The next day, I woke up with messages from my future mother-in-law saying that I'm such a liar and that my fiancé should not marry a liar. I'm gonna be honest, I teared up as I read those messages because I tried so hard to be liked by her, and I thought I was. I told my fiancé about the messages, and he said that she's probably just hurt that I don't want to wear her dress. But it's my wedding, why can't I wear what I want? Please tell me your opinions. In the comments, Outrageous Victory 18 says, "Oh, come on. Your mother-in-law sounds irrational, manipulative, and controlling. If she's like this before you get married, best of luck to you after the wedding. She's not likely to change, and your fiancé seems like a mummy's boy. Not the asshole, but have a real good think about your future." OP says, "This whole thing has changed my opinion on her. I just don't understand how it all happened. Is it possible that mother-in-law has been hiding her true self all this time? Because people don't tend to become so manipulative overnight." OP replies, "That is possible, but we haven't had any conflicts like this, so maybe she wasn't hiding. She was just never given the opportunity to show her true self. Or OP was trying so hard to make everyone like her, she didn't notice the manipulation. Mine changed within a week of the wedding. It was like a power switch. I couldn't fathom it. I thought I must have done something wrong or said something, but nope. Now that someone had taken her son off of her hands, the mask was off. I was raised to be fine with abuse, so for years I just kept trying to please until she started to be poisonous to my kids. Not the asshole. When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Not the asshole. You get to decide what you wear to your wedding. You never promised to wear mother-in-law's dress, and even according to what she said, you just said a complimentary thing when she was showing the dress off years ago. Your fiancé seems to just want to smooth things over. Ask if he really wants to see you on your wedding day and know you are unhappy. That even if you wear the dress, the only one that will enjoy it will be his mother. Not a great start to a marriage." OP says, "These are very good points, and I never did promise her that, so it's truly a shock. I'm going to speak to him tonight." I'm with everyone else here. He sounds like a mummy's boy with the way that he's acting. He's getting married to you. You should be priority number one. I don't get why he keeps downplaying his mum's actions, and why he keeps trying to get you to see things from her perspective. If he were a good man and could stop thinking about this in black and white, he would be on your side and shutting her down in private and not making this a problem with you. He would be reassuring you that he will fix this issue, that his mum's not going to be a problem anymore, and if she is, then he'll make sure that it never happens again. But he keeps saying that, oh, she's probably just hurt that you don't want to wear her dress. Or think about it from her side of things. You know, how is she feeling too? The writing from this man is crazy. He's doing tricks on it. He's doing backflips trying to stay on mum's side. Updates. Hi. I'm not sure how to start this, but I sat my fiance down and talked to him about my future mother-in-law. When he finally gave me the time to actually talk, I mentioned how I wanted to wear my own dress to my wedding, and he once again brought up how it was also for our parents. WTF, mate? I explained calmly that it was a union of us, not our parents, and unless his mum wanted to pay for our entire wedding, it was our wedding. Then I said how he found the dress that I originally wanted beautiful, and he only changed his mind when his mum raised the issue. He said he only said that it was beautiful because that's what I would have wanted to hear, and that he found it ugly. Oof. That physically hurt to hear, oh my god. I didn't react to that last comment, and instead, I brought up how I could wear something else of his mum's, and he completely shut down that idea by saying that his mum offered the dress, and I couldn't take something from her if she didn't offer it, and that I should be grateful that she offered her dress. I admit that I was angry at this, and replied with, "Am I marrying you or your mother?" When I asked him this, he yelled at me, saying that what his mum was asking wasn't a big deal, and that I was blowing this out of proportion. After he said that I was making a big deal out of my wedding dress, I stormed out and called my mum, explaining the whole situation. When I went back downstairs, he was gone, and he texted me explaining that he's going to stay with his mum until I come to my senses. Yeah, I came to the wrong house. Yeah, I fell in love with the wrong man. Now I'm rethinking my whole relationship, as I can't marry him if I'm also marrying his mother, and I'm not going to be one of those people on Reddit talking about my horrible mother-in-law, even though I sort of am. You can look past these things, yes, that is a choice that you can make. But oh my god, he just said straight to your face that the wedding dress was ugly. You should be grateful that his mum offered up her ugly dress that you didn't want. Don't you dare ask for anything else. You're making a mountain out of a molehill. You're blowing my comments about your ugly wedding dress out of proportion. And then after all of that, he just leaves and goes back to mum. That's crazy. You gotta be the one to come to your senses? That's crazy. Update 2. Thank you all for the comments. I appreciate it so much. I talked to my mum and she said that my fiance is acting weird and immature. Yesterday, my fiance's mum called me explaining that we need to talk, and I agreed. She started off saying how I was going back on a promise and that she was hurt by that. I never got the chance to defend myself before she said she's willing to move past it if I wear her dress. I completely shut down that idea and expressed how it was my day and I want to wear what I want. I then offered that I could wear something else of hers if she wanted that. She didn't. She wants me to wear her dress. I tried to explain how I wasn't comfortable wearing her dress, and I never promised to wear it, and it might have been one of my fiance's ex-girlfriends. She, however, didn't take this, and blew up at me through the phone, calling me a liar, unworthy, and a witch, an absolute wicked witch. I hung up on her and blocked her number. Then my fiancé texted me saying that it wasn't fair to yell at his mother about the dress and that I'm acting so immature, but she was the one who blew up at me. Then I texted my fiancé to meet up at our house to talk things out. He refused, saying that he would come tomorrow. So now I'm waiting for him to show up. In the comments, your fiancé is extremely immature. Your wedding has nothing to do with either one of your parents. Whether or not he thinks the dress is ugly, he ain't wearing it, so why is his opinion relevant? I would ask him whose wishes come first, his mother's or yours. This made me think that the whole problem could have been solved if he wore the dress, but since he and his mother were such jerks, we're past that now. He should still wear the dress though, since it's so important to his mother that it be worn. What is there to talk about? You don't want to wear the dress. He wants you to because he's a mama's boy. That won't change if you get married. You get pregnant? He'll demand that his mum is in the delivery room, that she is the first to hold the baby, that all holidays are spent with her. Is that the life you really want? And wouldn't the wife possibly wearing dress from her mum if not her own pick? I've never heard a future mother-in-law having bride wear her side of the family dress. Update 3. Hello everyone. Again, thank you for the kind words and comments. I appreciate it so much and didn't expect it to sort of blow up, and I wish I could reply to all of you. I talked with my fiance about his childish behavior and how I was angry at his mum and him for trying to get me to wear the dress. He tried to talk, but I quickly cut him off and continued saying how it was no longer about the dress and it was how he took his mother's side over mine. He wasn't happy with this, of course, and said that he was only taking the side which was right. I'm losing my mind. I hate him. However, I disagreed with this and said a dress was a huge factor of a wedding and that I wouldn't wear something that I wasn't comfortable with. And then I again brought up how he should be backing me, not his mother, if we are to get married. He got super pissed off at me for that, as I said if instead of when. He started yelling how I was going to cancel our wedding just because of a stupid dress and how all of this must be some joke. I stood firm and told him that this whole thing has got me questioning whether I want to marry him. He once again, surprise, surprise, tried to storm out. I followed him and told him that he had to talk to me or I'm ending it. He whipped around and slapped me. I stood there in shock as he slammed our front door and ran back to his mummy. Safe to say I am not marrying this man and I am texting him just that. Thank you so much for all of your comments. I can't explain how much you have all helped me. Hopefully I can find a man and marry him in less than a year so that my beautiful planning doesn't get wasted. That last sentence was sarcasm. I don't know what to believe anymore. I believed it. In the comments, he slapped you? Oh, hell nah. He thinks you're being petty? Show him petty, press charges against this mama's boy, and tell him to piss off. You dodged 2 bullets. OP says, I'm definitely going to press charges for assault. Any part of me that loved him still got slapped right out, literally. That's a crazy sentence to end with a crying laughing emoji. Oh my god. I love that you can laugh about it. You're a strong woman. You're going to have an amazing life without him. OP says, thank you. Much appreciated and needed. Honestly, cancel everything that you can without penalty now. Tell them that he assaulted you, as they might be more sympathetic that your cancellation is for a serious matter. Any forfeits can come out of his pockets. I'm a wedding vendor and would definitely full refund for an officially documented assault. Like file this police report and have a case number, send that to your vendors, and they'll probably all do the same, 'cause hell no. But banana bread? Hell yeah! Oh my god. You are so fortunate to have seen his true colors before you married him. I know numerous women whose husband's personality did a 180 after getting married. I know this is an incredibly emotional time for you, but remember to be grateful that you were saved from marrying an abuser. OP replies, I can't believe that was 5 years down the drain. Shame he ended up like that through no fault of my own. Well, it's not down the drain. You got 5 years of learning who you are and what you deserve. Someone better than him. Update 4. Hello again. This will be a bit of a short update. Again, thank you all for the kind words, and some of the not so kind. This morning, I went to the police station and filed for a restraining order, which will then be taken to court. I've taken photos of the mark of my cheek from him slapping me, and video footage of him coming and leaving my house. Hopefully all goes well, and I can leave him and his crazy mum behind me. I'm going to use the wedding venue to host myself an early birthday party, and going on the honeymoon with my sister. I took your advice and unblocked him and his mummy, which I then quickly had to mute as his mum blew up my phone. I texted my ex finally calling things off and that he's an asshole. He replied with saying that he's sorry, etc., and bombarding my phone with messages asking me to forgive him. Sorry for the short update. It'll probably be the last one for a while. Again, thank you for the comments and support. Lots of love, OP. In the comments, Jamie Estate W says, not the asshole at all. It's great that you're taking steps to protect yourself and move on. It's your wedding, your dress, and your life. Enjoy that birthday party and honeymoon. You deserve all the happiness. Good job dropping the dead weight. Enjoy your party, but just to be safe, hire security and give them Dear X and that mummy's pic. OP says, good idea. I don't want them there. Quote, he replied with saying that he's sorry, etc., and bombarding my phone with messages asking me to forgive him. More manipulation in 3, 2, 1. OP says, I've put him on mute now. Never going to get back with him. No more responding either. They can use it against you if they fight the restraining order. Give yourself some peace and keep that mute on. There's also a few apps that can filter them out into a specific folder, I think. And OP says, I'll have to look into those. I try to get him to confirm that slap. Just to reiterate, the marriage is off, slapping me is abuse. Hopefully he's stupid enough to say that she made him do it. Get that sweet restraining order, OP. The best solution would be for OP's ex to marry his mother. Then she can wear her lovely dress again and be his perfect mum bride. Yeah, look, it all shifted pretty badly when he slapped her like that. I really didn't expect him to get physically abusive with her, but the signs were all there. And I don't want to minimize it with the jokes that I've been making as well, absolutely not. He deserves the assault charges that OP's going to press against him, he deserves a lot worse, and he deserves to be the one marrying his mother. Jesus Christ, they can take themselves out of the dating pool together if she's so obsessed with him, and vice versa. As always, thank you for sharing the story with us, OP, I very much appreciate that. And I hope that your birthday party and the honeymoon with your sister goes incredibly well. I also hope that he stays out of your life, but it seems unlikely at this point in time. Am I the asshole here for laughing at my sister-in-law's face when she DNA tested my daughter by a throwaway account? I, 30 male, have a daughter who is 6. I am not biologically related to her at all. There is no blood relation between us. I was friends with her mother for most all of my childhood. We were never involved romantically, and we were always just friends. She had her daughter at 23 with her 25-year-old husband. When my daughter was a newborn, about 3 months technically, both her mother and father were killed. I won't go into too much detail for privacy reasons, but it was a workplace shooting. My friend and her husband had worked in the same building and were both killed. That is so grim, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Both my friend and her husband had grown up with less than ideal families and didn't have any siblings, so there wasn't any next of kin for their daughter to go to. However, because I was close with them, I was able to adopt her. Even though I'd been iffy about the idea of kids, I didn't want their daughter to grow up in foster care or around people who didn't have a connection to her bio parents, so I stepped in. My parents and siblings know that my daughter is not my actual daughter, biologically speaking. My daughter, I'll call her Lily for the post, also knows that she's adopted. I never really hid the fact that she was adopted. She knows that her parents are dead and were killed by a bad man, but I'm saving the details for when she's older. Lily does not look like me at all. She looks exactly like her mother and biological dad. Most people assume that I'm her bio dad and that she just took after her mum. I don't ever really correct this when and if people assume this because it just seems unnecessary. My brother has been with his fiance for about 2 years now. A few weeks ago, we were all meeting up at my parents' house and my sister-in-law saw an old picture of me, my friend, and her husband. She pointed to my friend and asked who she was, and I explained that that was Lily's mother. Sister-in-law got quiet and stood in front of the picture for a while. I didn't think much of it. To clarify, she knows that my friend died, but I guess didn't know that she had been married, or that Lily is not my bio daughter. I suppose she assumed my daughter was mine and my friend's biological daughter. My sister-in-law got a DNA test done on my daughter behind my back. She used my brother's DNA for the test, and when it came back that they weren't related, she knew that that meant that me and Lily weren't related either. She came up to me with the results and waved them in my face, saying that I was taking care of a dead woman's affair baby. She said this to me in front of my daughter. I just stared at her for a while before bursting out laughing at this. I told her that I knew Lily wasn't my biological daughter and that this thing called adoption exists. Her face went red and she stormed off. My brother is mad that I embarrassed his fiance, but I said that she embarrassed herself by DNA testing a kid that isn't hers and then parading the results up to me. What did she want me to do? What was her goal with this? Did she want me to break down and abandon my daughter? My brother said that she thought that she was doing the right thing and called me an asshole. I don't feel like the asshole, especially considering my sister-in-law was the one who stuck her nose where it doesn't belong. I'm asking Reddit for opinions, mostly just for validation. So was I the asshole? In the comments, Serenady says, not the asshole. She wanted to stir some shit up, and that's a hell of a lot of effort to help. Also, I'd be pissed about how she got Lily's DNA to do this. It didn't go the way she thought it would, so she got mad. Your brother is just trying to side with his soon-to-be wife. Also, be pissed that she revealed the truth in front of Lily. She deliberately tried to hurt a child. That's what gets me the most. What if Lily hadn't known that she was adopted? Hell, what if Lily had been conceived with a sperm donor? There are so many reasons that this was none of that woman's business, and she stuck her nose into it in the worst way possible by waving the results around in front of people. She could have talked to her fiancé first, but must not have because OP says that his siblings know that she's adopted. Instead of his brother being mad at OP, he should be pissed as hell at his fiancé. This would also ruin all credibility that woman has with me for anything. Anytime she brings something up, I would from now forward think that she's being an aforementioned drama cauldron or just making up stories that she's decided must be shared as the gospel truth. She didn't even need to jump straight to a DNA test. Her concerns could have been addressed simply by her quietly talking to the brother first when she saw the picture. So, OP and his daughter don't look very much alike. Oh, that's because she's adopted. We didn't mention that yet? Those are her parents in the photo that you were just looking at. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. OP only said that she was her mother. He didn't say that the guy was her father. Does she know she was adopted? Yeah, she knows. Everyone knows. Sorry, I guess I forgot to mention it before. See? No need for any drama, no sneaking around, no secret DNA tests without the child's or her father's consent, no dramatic, insulting reveal in front of the kid. Just communicating like a grown-up. I need to add to this that she did it in front of your daughter to maximize the damage that she thought she was exposing. That is straight evil. OP is the least not the asshole ever. Fiancé must be very young and still in high school mentality, but with adult resources. Who brings information like this up to everyone? She wanted a scene and she got one. High school mentality but with adult resources? That's a great phrase. I'm glad I learned this one today. My brother is mad that I embarrassed his fiancé. What? Brother should be appalled that fiancé said this in front of the child. Brother should be appalled his own fiancé didn't even have the decency to talk to him about it first, and let him bring it up with his brother. Me thinks someone watches a bit too many telenovelas and was expecting some sort of big collective gasp, and the whole family to be appalled and throw this poor motherless child into the streets where she deserves to be, as she is the daughter of a Chihuahua, while the rest of the family throws sister-in-law a parade for saving him and the rest of the family from this devil child. Throwing the kid into the street, etc., and so forth, is obviously sarcasm on my part. She's definitely got something wrong with her membrane because there were so many steps. There were so many decisions she chose in order that all could have been avoided or not done in the first place. Yet she was such an evil, disgusting piece of shit that she did this in front of the child. Does she not realize how damaging that is? Does she not have a brain? For the brother to see this situation and even consider defending his partner for that is disgusting. I would have him back at my house screaming his ears off. Because how dare he defend that? That is an indefensible action that she has taken. Are you out of your mind? Straight up evil. I would be calling on him to break up with her for that. That's not a stupid mistake. That is targeted evil. And now, on to the update. My sister-in-law ended up coming to my house and apologizing, as well as telling me the full story. My brother put her up to the DNA test. Oh, that makes it even worse. Oh my god. When I first adopted Lily, my brother for some reason believed that Lily was my bio daughter. He thought that me and Lily's mum were together and just weren't telling anyone. He believes that when she got pregnant, Lily's mum told me that Lily was mine and that she was going to just say that it was her husband's, and I went along with it because I didn't really want kids. Sister-in-law was under the impression that I believed I was Lily's bio dad. She saw the picture of Lily's mum and I, and after asking for clarification on who she was, assumed that we were together in it, and then got suspicious when she saw that the other guy in the picture, Lily's actual bio dad, looked a lot like Lily. I also want to clarify that I didn't tell her that Lily's bio dad was in the picture because she had specifically pointed to Lily's mum, and I assumed that she knew that Lily was adopted. I didn't know that my brother had been telling her lies for nearly 2 years. She got the DNA test out of her own suspicions, and my brother helped her with it because he thought that it would reveal that I was actually Lily's bio dad. He manipulated her into thinking that it would clear the air of suspicion, when really, he was just trying to prove that I was really Lily's bio dad and lying about the reasons for adoption. Well, of course, the results proved that I wasn't Lily's bio dad and that my brother was wrong. My brother felt too embarrassed to confess to his fiance that he had lied about the circumstances, which is why sister-in-law confronted me with the results. My sister-in-law also apologized for showing me the results in front of my daughter. She told me that her mum had an affair and cheated on her father, got pregnant with another man's kid, and had let her father believe that the kid was his. Her father was devastated by this when he found out, and she grew very resentful of women who do that to their spouses. She had wanted to sit me down and talk to me about it without my daughter, but when he saw me with my daughter, she got angry, thinking I was being led on to believe that I was raising my daughter when I was actually raising another man's kid. And she ended up exploding and immediately waved the results in my face. My sister-in-law does feel very guilty, and she's angry at my brother for lying to her. I'm not angry at her for doing the test because she thought that she was doing the right thing, and I also forgave her for the way that she told me about the results, because clearly affairs are a sensitive subject for her, and I can understand why she would have exploded like that. I'm pretty sure that she plans to break up with my brother now, and I don't blame her. When I called and asked my brother about this, he admitted it. When I asked why he would think this, he said that he couldn't think of a reason why a man who had been that against having kids at the time would willingly adopt a baby without having a blood connection to it. He told sister-in-law that I was Lily's bio dad and was aware of the fact. He took it a step further and said that me and Lily's mum were together at the time of Lily's conception. Both my parents and I are going low contact with my brother for a while now. I know that I will forgive my brother eventually, but I can't do that right now. He believed that I was low enough to have an affair with a married woman, get her pregnant, take no responsibility, allow her to pass off the kid as another man's, and then only take responsibility because her mum died. In the comments, Seb Screen says, "Both your brother and sister-in-law are getting off too lightly. He butted into your family and lied to his wife, and, sensitive issue or not, she still violated your daughter's privacy and then called her an affair child derisively in front of her. Yeah, for real, his daughter is hurt by this, not OP. OP has every right to slap his brother at Christmas. Slap and press charges because they did not have authorization from the minor's parents to harvest the minor's DNA. OP, your asshole brother called your child it. How in the hell is this forgivable? Why just low contact? From what I've seen in other families, my ex-wife's in particular, some people just brush shit off as, well, that's just old Greg, No one ever says that that's effed up and lights their asses up when it's justified to do so. It's always minor occurrences that someone gets mad at. The fact that your brother thought that low of you shows so much about himself, he probably wouldn't take care of a kid that wasn't his biological child. I wouldn't let him around Lily anymore. Even if you stop being low contact, he might start treating her bad now that he knows that she's not blood related to him. He deserves it if your sister-in-law leaves him. Further notes, even though he deserves it if sister-in-law leaves him, I still think she deserves to be punished for doing what she did, trauma or not. She could have really traumatized a kid that was completely innocent. OP's brother is a straight-up dick. Why is brother having such a hard time believing a man can raise another man's baby and love them like they are one of their own children? Especially when OP was so close to the child's bio parents. I hope OP's brother feels good about himself, and I hope that OP's daughter has no lasting effects from brother's brain-dead idea. He and his fiance are both trash. What a failure of an adult, potentially harming a child because the fiance couldn't keep her shit together. I completely agree. That was no justification for her actions at all. There is no sympathy for what she did. Your trauma and all that shit, all that baggage that you've dealt with in the past is not an excuse to continue this cycle. It's not an excuse to traumatize an innocent child. Absolutely vile and disgusting of her to try and downplay her actions with all of that. And disgusting of the brother to start all of this and keep it going for 2 years. I don't know how you're going no contact with these people, OP. I genuinely don't know. How do you not have a fire lit under your ass to protect this child? I'm not victim blaming with that one. I want to know why you haven't cut them out of your lives and then filed charges against them for stealing DNA. Genuinely, what is up with that? These two deserve the worst. They need to be publicly flamed all over social media to everyone's faces for these disgusting actions. I really hope the next update you share with us is you tearing their lives apart for this. Thank you for sharing the story, OP. It got me really riled up, I won't lie. And that's where I'm going to end today's episode, guys. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, let me know what you thought of it in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.